Welcome to Life at FIMM. In this episode, we'll be covering the Legal and Regulatory Affairs Department. My name's Linda, and I'm your virtual tour guide today.
What is the role of Legal and Regulatory Affairs Department of FIMM? Legal and Regulatory Affairs Department sits under Regulatory Services Division of FIMM. The Regulatory Services Division also encompasses of Registration Department and Supervision Department.
The Legal and Regulatory Affairs Department, or LRA, encompasses multiple functions such as rulemaking, complaint handling, compliance, and legal advisory services. While compliance and legal advisory services are provided internally to FIMM, rulemaking and complaint handling would require the team to interact with various external stakeholders. Hence, both roles will be our main focus in today's discussion. Let's look into the rulemaking function first. As rulemakers, FIMM's LRA drafts the rules applicable to both consultants and distributors. Of course, we do not play judge, jury, and executioner here, and our rules will go through extensive rounds of consultation and review among industry members before it is approved by the Securities Commission Malaysia, or the SC. I'm sure you must be wondering, what happens if a consultant or distributor breaches any of our rules? Besides drafting rules, LRA's role is to then enforce them upon its members and registered persons. We enforce our rules through our complaints handling and enforcement responsibilities, which essentially deals with consultants, distributors, investors, and the public at large. So that now brings us to another one of our roles, the complaint handling role.
Where does complaints come from? As of now, we have 5 sources of complaints, which are public or investor, notification from distributor, referral from Securities Commission, referral from Supervision Department, and lastly, referral from Registration Department. Can anyone lodge a complaint? Yes, just go to our website at www.fimm.com.my or write in your complaints to complaints@fimm.com.my and our friendly officers will be happy to serve. What kind of complaints do you handle? We are handling complaints against distributors and or consultants relating to marketing and distribution of unit trust and private retirement schemes. What are the common misconceptions about lodging a complaint? While we do look into complaints relating to misconducts by distributors or consultants, we are not in a position to handle monetary loss. We also don't review fund performance. And at the same time, we are not a court as we have our own process and sanctions. Our investigation is independent to the investigations conducted by distributors.
Now that we know how to lodge a complaint, I'm sure you're wondering, what happens after the complaint is lodged? A complaint that is lodged will undergo FIMM's extensive complaint handling process. Let's go into the process one by one so as to better understand how your complaints are treated and reviewed. First, a complaint that is lodged will be assigned to one of LRA's case officers. The case officer will conduct a preliminary assessment on your complaint to determine what type of evidence is required and whether a misconduct had indeed taken place. If a complaint is not in our purview or there is no evidence in support of a misconduct, FIMM will dismiss the complaint and inform the complainant accordingly. However, if there is evidence that a violation of FIMM's rules had occurred, FIMM will carry out further investigation on the complaint. A complaint that has been fully investigated will then be presented to FIMM's Disciplinary Committee for deliberation. The Disciplinary Committee will objectively review the facts and evidence of the complaint and accordingly decide whether the complaint should proceed to the next stage. If the Disciplinary Committee is not satisfied that misconduct had taken place, the Disciplinary Committee may dismiss the case at this level. On the other hand, if the Disciplinary Committee is of the opinion that the complaint is supported by evidence of a misconduct, they may instead decide that the complaint shall proceed to disciplinary proceedings. If you have ever watched a courtroom drama, you'll have a bit of a visual to imagine this stage of the complaint handling process. The disciplinary proceedings is somewhat like a court hearing, with the Disciplinary Committee acting as a panel of judges for the complaint. The complainant and alleged person will be advised to attend the disciplinary proceedings to state their case, and the Disciplinary Committee shall then decide on the outcome. After the hearing, the Disciplinary Committee may decide to sanction the alleged party for their misconduct or dismiss the case. Here's a recap of the entire process for you to review. As mentioned, a complaint that is lodged will go through multiple layers of review. This is to ensure fairness and justice for all parties involved. On that note, let's now look into the question of what kind of sanctions would FIMM impose on alleged parties who have violated our rules. Sanctions can range from a warning letter to a much heavier penalty like a fine up to 100,000 ringgit for distributors or up to 50,000 ringgit for consultants. Depending on the nature of the misconduct, distributors or consultants may also have their registration revoked or suspended and could even be barred from re-entering the industry. Here's another question we get pretty often. Can I appeal against a sanction? Yes, you may. However, you must write in your appeal within 14 business days of receipt of the notice of decision. Thereafter, your appeal will be escalated to our appeal committee, who will then decide whether there is sufficient evidence for the appeal hearing. During the appeal hearing, the appeal committee has the authority to change or maintain the decision of the disciplinary committee. The appeal committee's decision is final.
We have finally come to an end. Hope you have learned something from our video. Thanks and stay safe.